Hi fam, my name is Vuvu. If you're new and here, please consider pressing that red subscribe button down below and joining the family. If you're an oldie, a member of the fam bam, welcome back fam, and thank you for joining me once again. On today's video, we are going to look through the 5 books that I have as my March hopefully pile, and if you'd like to see which books I picked for the month of March, please do stay tuned. So Vena _ reads is an amazing book reviewer, also YouTuber. She reviews books on YouTube, and if I'm not mistaken, she also has a blog as well. So please, if for your connection with literature, get in touch with or follow at VUVUVENA _ reads. She is based in South Africa, and I think it is also extremely important to follow literary content creators who are based outside of the West and in continental Africa, because they do a really good job of bridging the gap.
We appreciate you, Vuvu, for bringing us Turning Pages and for bringing us your BookTube channel.
You know, this is a chance for people to actually see some people that I really enjoy.
Please consider pressing the red subscribe button down below, and if you are returning, welcome back fam.
Vuvu, you're amazing. Thank you so much for your time.
So as introduced in February, I'm no longer sharing the digital books that I intend to read, because I've seen that my habits with that is that they tend to be more of a whim kind of thing, like a mood type of thing, and I'm okay with that. I will definitely share those with you guys during the wrap-ups, but just before that chances are very slim to me that I'll be sharing what the digital copies are, the digital being the audio and the Kindle books that I pick up, but at some point you will know that I picked them up, okay? And I am trying to keep my hopefully to 5 books, physical books every month, so that I can have a better chance to get through those books. However, obviously with the introduction of the digital copies, certain books get pushed to the back, certain books just don't make the cut for that month. So in situations of that nature, chances are I will pick the books that I didn't pick the previous month up in the next month. So whatever books I didn't pick up from my pile in Feb, I'll probably pick up at some point during the month of March or even April. So you will only ever see those books again during the wrap-ups, okay? So I don't want to come back and say, oh, I didn't get around to this book, so I'm putting it on the pile again, because to me, when are you going to see all of these books that I plan to read if I keep reintroducing and reintroducing? So if I've mentioned it once and you don't see it in the wrap-up, it's coming. It's coming. I'm probably going to get to it, okay? So with that little chit chat done, this is the pile of books that I plan to read in the month of March. So in no particular order, I've also decided that now I'm going to read you guys the synopsis of all of the books that I will be trying to pick up in that month. Reason being that I do realize that in the past I've only been reading the African authored books synopsis because I thought they were less exposed. However, I do know that some people don't know about the other books as well, so I want to put it on there. And the reason why I was only picking African authored books in the past is because my piles were this high, they're like, you know, so I could definitely not read all the synopsis on those books, okay? So this time around we're doing things a little bit differently, and I do want to understand if a certain book has piqued your interest, because sometimes you might have seen the cover doing the rounds but you don't know what the book's about. Be honest, I'm that person, and you don't have an idea what it's all about. So for your sake and my sake, so that in case somebody wants to buddy read or discuss a book, you know, no, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. So in no particular order, the first book that I'm gonna pick up, not going to pick up from the pile, but not necessarily in the month, is Nervous Conditions by Tsitsi Dangaremba, and this is a Zimbabwean author. This is her debut, as far as I understand, a novel that has definitely come very highly acclaimed. There's a lot that has been said over the years about this book, and I'm trying to find the actual synopsis because I see it's all high praise, high praise, high praise. Then I see the introduction. This one, the copy that I have, is with a new introduction by Kwame Anthony Appiah. Okay, and I guess interview with the author, then you have the book, then okay, the internet is your friend. When all else fails, pick up that internet, child. So like I said, I plan to read Nervous Conditions by Tsitsi Dangaremba, and this is the synopsis. Okay, so I'm gonna go with the Goodreads book description. I think it's the safest bet at this point, and it reads: a modern classic in the African literary canon. Feels like I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, there we are, bless me. A modern classic in the African literary canon and voted in the top 10 Africa's 100 best books of the 20th century, this novel brings to the politics of decolonization theory the energy of women's rights. An extraordinarily well-crafted work, this book is a work of vision. Through its deft negotiation of race, class, gender, and cultural change, it dramatizes the nervousness of the post-colonial conditions that bedevil us still. In Tambo and the women of her family, we African women see ourselves, whether at home or displaced, doing daily battle with our changing world with a mixture of tenacity, bewilderment, and grace. Ooh, I like that. Okay, and I like the fact that when I did pick up a book by Tsitsi, this is the book that is a non-fiction that I read, I want to say it was last year, if not the year before, called Black and Female, and this is a collection of essays. I like the fact that she still explores life from the perspective of being black and female, as is told through the synopsis of this book. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Tambo has in store for us. I know this is a classic that a lot of people have read. I have not read it yet, so I'm looking forward to it. Okay, another one that people have been talking a lot about lately, and it's an old one, and as you can see, my copy is old, child. I'm pretty sure I got this one from like a secondhand store or something of that nature, and this is The Boy in the Striped Pajamas by John Boyne. That one, that's him. I know that a lot of people have been speaking about this lately, and I'm not sure why that the topic has come up again, because like I'm saying, it's not a new book. Okay, it's not a book that people don't know about. This one was first published in, okay, this copy is copyrighted 2006. The back reads: the story of The Boy in the Striped Pajamas is very difficult to describe. Usually we give some clues about the book on the cover, but in this case we think that would spoil the reading of the book. We think it is important that you start to read without knowing what it's about. That's my kind of jam anyway. I love that they put this at the back, because that's the kind of reader I am. If you do start to read this book, you will go on a journey with a 9-year-old boy called Bruno. Though this isn't a book for 9-year-olds, and sooner or later you will arrive with Bruno at a fence. Fences like this exist all over the world. We hope you never have to cross such a fence. Okay, John. Okay, that's The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. And of late, I've been loving me some Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I realized that I have Daisy Jones and the Six, and I never got around to reading it. I bought it a long time ago, and definitely it was not going for $270 when I bought it. It was going for way less than that, so I decided to just pick pick her up off the shelf, child, because I'm enjoying her work so much. So the back of Daisy Jones and the Six, everyone was there, everyone remembers it differently, is the catch line that you have on there. This is by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and the back reads, "For a while, Daisy Jones and the Six were everywhere. Their albums were on every turntable. They sold out arenas from coast to coast. Their sound defined an era. And then, on 12 July 1979, they split. Nobody ever knew why until now. They were lovers and friends and brothers and rivals. They couldn't believe their luck until it ran out. This is their story of the early days and the wild nights, but everyone remembers the truth differently. The only thing they all know for sure is that from the moment Daisy Jones walked barefoot on the stage at the Whiskey, the band were irrevocably changed. Making music is never just about the music, and sometimes it can be hard to tell where the sound stops and the feelings begin." Ooh. Reese Witherspoon said, I fell head over heels for Daisy and devoured this in a day. Okay, Reese, we see you. We see you. So that's that. That's the one. And then recently I went to a Penguin Random House trade event where they were showing the books that are going to come out during the course of this year, and they did graciously gift us some books as well in the process. And this is one of the books that I got to get in my little bag, and it's right up my alley. This year I did say that I want to start indulging a little bit of thriller, crime, psychological thriller, just to see if I have got an appetite for that genre or not. I think in the past I haven't given it any chance, and so I was glad to find this book in my bag. And the book is Now You Suffer by Gareth Croker, a Ruben Ellis thriller. A detective who wants to die, a crime that won't let him go. So, you know, I always say this about these things, but I don't know who is Ruben Ellis, and is this the first book? Because it's not clear here. It just says other books by the same author. So I don't know if this is book one in a series. This one was published last year. I'm just gonna, okay, let me I'm not tell you guys any lies, child. Now you suffer. Because if one thing Goodreads is gonna do is tell me if this is part of a series. Okay, I see. Don't want to see ratings because those people, those things kind of spoil me. I don't know about you guys, but I always feel like it's a spoiler for some reason. But it doesn't look like it's part of a series, but maybe there's a character in here that may have come up in his other books, which is okay by me, so I can meet them here. It's fine. So the back reads, Detective Ruben Ellis wants to die. The only reason he hasn't killed himself is because he first needs to hunt down the man who kidnapped and murdered his daughter. Meanwhile, another victim is being held captive in a twisted underground dystopia. But does Ruben have enough will left to find her in time? Can his partner Xander and his brilliant therapist Melissa help him unravel a mystery as dark and as unseen as the gold mines that run deep beneath the streets of Johannesburg? Ooh. And will they discover the mind-bending truth about Thing, the deeply troubled figure in the basement? Now You Suffer is a chilling and wholly unforgettable thriller, the first in best-selling author Gareth Croker's riveting new Ruben Ellis series. You know, this happens to me all the time. It's just about reading the back. Once you've read the back, you will realize if it's part of a series or not. But okay, I would have appreciated it on the title page. Okay, I don't want to lie to you, as in the titles, other books by the author. I would have appreciated Ruben Alice series, then Now You Suffer, you know, so that it's easier to track. It's easier to track that way. Anyway, they say Gareth Crocker's debut novel Finding Jack was published in New York to international acclaim and has since become a global fan favorite. His best-selling books have been optioned for films and translated into numerous editions all over the world. Okay, you know what I'm trying to actually figure out? I see it's based in South Africa, so this is a new to me author. I just wanted to find out if maybe he's from the country, but I don't see anything here that says that. In the last book, oh my pal, can you see how happy I am? I'm definitely still in my fantasy era, and the thing is, Pan is feeding the beast, and I love it. I love it so much for me, man. I feel so loved every time I get a package from Pan. I don't want to lie to you guys. They sent me The Courting of Bristol Keats by Mary E. Pearson. When I received this, I did read the synopsis and I went goo goo gaga. I was crazy about what Mary is going to do in this story. Okay, so let me read you the back, child, so that you can also be insane crazy about The Courting of Bristol Keats. So it reads, never make a deal with the fae. Ooh, that is enough for me. I'm telling you this, that line alone, it's enough for me. But she goes on. After losing both her parents, Bristol Keats and her sister struggled to stay afloat in their small quiet town of Bowes Keep. When Bristol begins to receive letters from an aunt she's never heard of who promises to help, she discovers that everything she thought she knew about her family is a lie. Her father might even still be alive, kidnapped by terrifying creatures from another realm. Desperate to save her father, Bristol journeys to a land of gods, fae, and monsters. There she makes a deadly bargain with the fae leader, Tigan. But what she doesn't know is that he's the one who drove her parents to live a life on the run. And he is just as determined as she is to find her father, dead or alive. This book is about to go down, and I've come to learn that I like my fantasy with a little bit of action. You gotta give me the high stakes, I'm hoping like there's a little bit of a battle scene somewhere. Like I don't know, but they need to give me that, because yeah, that does the things for me. Don't ask me any questions and I will tell you zero lies. That brings us to the end of our pal. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do so right now. Press that red subscribe button down below, ring the bell so that the bell can be rung for you every time anything new happens on here. And like I'm saying, that brings us to the end of this video. And if you have made it this far, leave me, hey, because of this beautiful cover, I think, could you please leave me an emoji of a lock or a key, or a lock and key? I think there's one of a, like, listen, I don't know why I know emojis, but I do definitely think there's one of a lock and key. If not, there's definitely one of a lock and one of a key. So you can either leave me the lock and key, one emoji, or leave me the lock on its own and the key on its own. Hope that makes sense. But that's all for now, and until next time, I truly do love you guys for choosing me. Bye for now.